So they've utilized this for B2B, like they expanded with B2B marketing, selling this product to to big customers, and that's kind of like, I haven't seen that utilized like a lot by everyone's looking for Facebook advertising or other like strategies online, but these from my perspective, like vastly underutilized channels that you can think about it. And if your product is something that you can again even like replicate the same strategy on trade show, if you can give away or give people to try it, then it might be hugely successful. Hey guys, so in this video I'll show you $1 million e-commerce growth case study, and this is about the brand which is called PopSockets, right? So PopSockets is basically the brand that creates these things on the back of your phone, right? And this is a brand that was launched pretty much in 2010. In 2018, it has reached over $200 million in revenue. So in 8 years, from 0 to $200 million in revenue. So very fast growing brand, and pretty much the whole brand started from the Kickstarter campaign, and we'll cover like all of the strategies that they're using right now, pretty much how they started, how they evolved, and how they're using different strategies to grow faster. So they started with this project, so let's check it out. You can see like it wasn't like hugely like insanely successful campaign. It was like $18,000 pretty much, so not extremely successful, not like hundreds or millions of dollars. They were like $1 million campaigns on Kickstarter, but none of them reached like this level of sales. So this brand has grown tremendously. So that was like a starting point, and pretty much they had a goal of $12,000, like basically to raise $12,000. They raised $18,000. Idea was validated, and they conducted like rough market research by investigating the audience, gained initial market exposure, and the last one, despite not having like huge impact, started like a marketing strategy that utilizes these days, which is like the word of mouth and pretty much people sharing the product with each other. And because of that, these are organically driven sales. So then pretty much there were like more like bigger marketing campaigns started 2015 at trade show, where like David, the founder of the company, he gave free samples to everyone willing. So obviously it's not like the cost of the product is not big, right? It's probably like a few cents to produce an item like this, and they gave away pretty much like free samples to everyone willing, right? And what it did is pretty much without any advertisement, this brand has generated over 20,000 orders, right? And B2B customers that have been present on the trade show, right? So it's quite different from typically the brands like thinking, okay, how do we gain the exposure like online? But it was like totally different. It's pretty much offline, where it got this initial exposure, where it's like validated on a quite big level. And so pretty much B2B customers that like big companies, they've seen the potential of customizing these items for their particular companies, right? And giving it away for employees or just using this for promotion. And so they started distributing PopSockets, these things to their networks, and they basically put it in front of people that understood its value. And companies like Snapchat and Twitter branded their PopSockets and handed them as like conference swag, or just gave them to top users of employees. If company like Snapchat, for example, orders these items, they would order like thousands of pieces at a time, or tens of thousands of pieces at a time. And even though like the price of this item is not that expensive, on a bigger level with such big orders, it's pretty much like wholesale orders. These are very serious numbers of sales. So they basically found their niche as B2B promotional products. On top of they're always like cups or like t-shirts used as like promotional products. This was like something new that you put in the back of your phone, and the product itself is obviously very interesting and now it's probably like patented, so you cannot like replicate similar product. But it's not something that's kind of like tremendous development or anything like that. So the main value of the product is pretty much the customization and kind of like demonstrate some main, like, so for example, this one is poptivism, or whatever kind of like the main thing that you want to express about yourself, about your mood, you can put it on the back of your phone. So that's tremendous kind of like perceived value of the phone, that you can demonstrate what you're up to and kind of like have it on the back of your phone. So they've utilized this for B2B, like they expanded with B2B marketing, selling this product to to big customers. And that's kind of like, I haven't seen that utilized like a lot by everyone's looking for Facebook advertising or other like strategies online. But these from my perspective, like vastly underutilized channels that you can think about it. And if your product is something that you can again even like replicate the same strategy on trade show, if you can give away or give people to try it, then it might be hugely successful. In terms of online marketing, so on Facebook, they're pretty much, it's responsible for more than 50% of their social traffic. So these are all of their channels you can see online, but you won't see like them aggressively targeting with you like buy or die, like direct response. So they're more kind of like getting people into engagement and gamification. So basically what they've done is their target audience is women 25 to 45. So they use the Playable mobile ad featured as traditional memory matching game ran for a limited time. So they had like 15% better ad recall, then 5.3 interactions per unique user, 4.5 minutes of engagement time, and 24% of players actually completed their game. And so they focus not on direct response on this level, but pretty much to massive like enduring campaigns when it comes to advertising on social media. So their strategy is more on this level, basically getting people to like the product, engage with the product, remember the product. So when people come to like retail stores, or when people just think about the product, they know exactly where to find it and how it's called. So other social media, so they're also present on Instagram. So let's check their like Instagram. You can see a lot of like professionally made and also like some user generated content. Probably a lot of the content that's sourced from the, so you can see celebrities, a lot of professionally made content here. So it's kind of like it's very like high quality to it. So everything, like we can see that's done like professionally in the studio. It's probably some influencers here. So they stick pretty much to user-generated content, but this user-generated content and content sourced by like influencers, high-quality images, right? These are not just images that are, sourced by customers, like low-quality images or stuff like that. Also, some of them are, it seems like they're just probably sourced from their customers, like user-generated content. So they have Twitter, they have Pinterest, they have YouTube. So on YouTube, like more like brand advertising, it's not like typical direct response where it shows the problem. It's more like association with lifestyle, colorful, different designs. So kind of like more that type of advertising. So professionally crafted graphic content is basically a storefront, and the user generated is published in stories. So they have their own like like hashtags like PopSockets, they have poptivism, and they have phone battery. Like they have like 3 hashtags they're using to distribute the content. I mean, this one is not as like some of these are, you can see this is definitely user generated content. PopSockets, let's see how big this hashtag is. I mean, it's quite big. It's like 124,000 publication people have featured that in their Instagram posts. Pretty much, this one is the biggest one, this PopSockets. So they create their own hashtag. When you do that, it's pretty much like, so you can imagine each one of these posts, like on, for example, PopSockets. Each one of these, generates like each one of these like 5,000 likes, right? 3,000 likes. So the people sharing this like with their audiences, generating this like, so you can see some lady from Germany. You can see here another lady from Germany. So they're probably like proactively going after like smaller markets, and they're like going after influencers in those markets to bring this like brand awareness and to let people know about the product, and kind of like very comprehensive, very integrated marketing strategies, not kind of like driven by direct response like most advertisers. This is more like branded awareness driven strategy where they're utilizing a lot of influencers, and they're generating a lot of interest with that. They contribute to the charity as one of the kind of like benefits of you buying their product. It's called Poptivism. So they already raised $900,000. So basically they're collaborating with celebrities or anyone who's willing on a unique design, and once these particular designs sell, 50% of that goes to the charity. So it's good for the brand, it's good for the PopSockets. So pretty much it just covers like so many marketing check boxes and creates like positive word of mouth. So enormous market exposure, right? Especially if these are like bigger influencers. Then it also like easy to push message. It's not like heavy sell. It's pretty much like good cause, and helping people with their helping charities, and at the same time increasing brand loyalty, customer retention. People perceive the brand as a socially responsible brand. It's pretty much cheap or even free collaboration with top stars and influencers like Steven Tyler, for example. That's pretty much like lies with their like general word of mouth strategy. So very different, as you can see, like like most of the brands, like they wanna like do the for example online marketing, like pretty much like Facebook and strictly direct response. This brand has chosen this word of mouth kind of like organic strategy that's now done on a massive scale, and as you can see, it can be highly effective. So in terms of their search engine optimization, obviously all of this interest, all of those things, obviously they have massive retail distribution now, but then their website also has a lot of attention, a lot of traffic. So like interest in the brand peaked in 2018 thanks to its success in 5,000 list, where they're like one of the fastest growing brands like overall in the United States, massively fast growing, and they're selling like millions of these products. And so the further decline might be explained by tons of less expensive counterfeits, and obviously every market has its kind of limitations in terms of the volume that you can do, and they always suffered heavily from the misspelling. So PopSockets or PopSocket, like, so that's kind of like people might also not get to their website because of that. So you can see kind of like the trends overall. It's not like trend is not trending up on this stage. Their major basically channel is retail. So online is kind of like secondary, just supporting channel. So it ranks 52,219 worldwide. So average they have 862,000 people visiting the website per month. It is impressive, but considering the volume, like 200 million people, it is as you can see, like non-English speaking audience pretty much non-existing. So you can imagine like how big the markets are in terms of the potential if they only hit pretty much heavily the market in United States, and that allowed them to achieve these sales numbers, whereas other countries are not evenly, not even like heavily touched. So you can see that some of their like influencer strategy is covering the, for example, influencers in Germany and other countries, but you can see how much potential there is for any product, for any like, whether it's, dropshipping, e-commerce product to expand in international markets. And organic search is responsible for more than 50% of the traffic. So which one again confirms the word of mouth strategy or alliance. Pretty much like everything that's driven by influencers, everything that's driven by organic like word of mouth helps them to achieve these tremendous revenue numbers and supports all this online existence as well. So very interesting strategy, very interesting approach, tremendous success for the company, very fast growth. So hope you learned something out of it and you can take some of these insights, implement them for your own business. and get amazing results. Thank you for watching, guys. If you're looking for help with scaling your e-commerce brand, having some of these strategies outlined here implemented for your business, helping you with implementing and growth for your business, then there should be a link below. Apply for a free strategy session with me or one of our team members, and we'll help you to identify the growth opportunities and scale your brand massively. Let me know what you think in the comments about this brand and this strategy. And yeah, like this video, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any new updates and strategies, and I'll see you guys in the next video.